It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
We don't really have much of an update. I have PCOS.
Yeah.
We said that.
Yeah.
Y'all, we're yawning so much. Guess what time it is?
It's 7 p.m.
It's 7:15 on the dot.
I'm so fucking tired.
So
we took a nap today also.
Anyway, I have PCOS. We did a flip, like kind of a secret flip, not so secret.
Yeah.
On Christmas Eve and like the day before and the day after.
We call an at-home insemination a flip.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's only been
like 9 days.
8 days really.
Yeah. We had 3 different flips.
So
we're just throwing sperm into the void.
We just figured it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Stop making me yawn. Stop it.
Okay.
So we won't know if we're pregnant until
like the 8th of January.
Yeah, like a week from now, basically.
We don't know if Morgan's ovulating. None of our ovulation predictor kits.
Yeah, we're not hopeful. But like our sperm donor was gonna be available anyway, and so we were like,
if we're being realistic, I think we're a little bit hopeful.
I think we're always a little hopeful.
That's true. We're not extra hopeful.
But like, when they did all the tests the week before, they were like, it doesn't look like you're gonna ovulate.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's annoying though because like this, I feel like the thing about doing inseminations versus just like if I was having sex with someone who had sperm, is I feel like we're extra hopeful every time because we know
that's true
that the sperm got where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. It's not like a fun little hop around maybe that happened. It's
right.
Like...
So I feel like every single month since trying to conceive, every time we've done an insemination, I'm like, I definitely I feel different, But it's like, it's got to be mostly mental because I felt that way every month and I haven't been pregnant. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's kind of it though. No other major updates. I think our general plan right now is like if we are not pregnant by like March, then I think we're gonna move to IUI. Hopefully next cycle will be on letrozole.
Yes.
Which will induce ovulation.
We have a doctor's appointment on January 23rd, which is when we'll get letrozole, and even then, I'm sure we won't start taking it until it'll have to be the cycle after that, because theoretically you would be ovulating on the 23rd if we take progesterone on the 8th to induce.
Yes, which is what we have to do. So on the 8th, we either have to call, and because that'll be like cycle day 40, I think.
Yeah.
We have to call and say, hey, I still haven't started my period. Can you send over progesterone to start my period?
Yes.
Or we'll be pregnant.
On the 9th, our sperm donor is getting their shit looked at.
Yeah, yes. Just normal, just the cheapest one. It's like a couple $100, I think.
Oh my god.
This is just the sperm analysis.
It's like $110.
To make sure that they're sperm and they're swimming and they're looking pretty normal.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what our doctor says at the consultation. I don't know. I really want to know what like the full cost breakdown is for IUI. I also feel like if we have another miscarriage, we'll just go to IVF after that.
Yeah.
Like we would probably do a GoFundMe, and then people can be mean to us on Reddit if they want to. But I don't think I have it in me for us to have another miscarriage after that. And with IVF, you obviously can do the genetic testing of the embryo, so you can see at least if they're like genetically normal. Because everything else like literally should be good to go. Like organs, tubes, and uterus and lining, like all those things look fine. I'm also curious with letrozole. Yeah, I don't know. I know that sometimes they have to essentially change what your dosage is. Like they do like a cycle and then they're like, oh, you didn't ovulate, we have to try again, and like they have to like up it. So we'll see what that looks like. I'm also really curious what the cost breakdown for that is going to be, which is something that we'll be talking about in our fertility
long
vlogs on and on here, and all over once we have that information. I know the injectable medication is like really expensive. I don't know what it looks like just for, I don't know, they must be pills.
I have no idea.
Just for the pills.
Hello.
Hello.
It's January 12th. We just had our little virtual meeting with our provider.
Oh,
I'm obsessed with her.
I love her.
She is so cute.
She's really cute.
Oh my God, I just love her.
She's really cute. Basically, so our sperm donor got a sperm tested for normalcy.
I think we're gonna have him talking about that. I think we'll be interviewing him.
Yeah,
so hopefully
this is for Patreon, and then also gonna be in the
Yeah. So Patreon won't see that yet, but in the fertility vlog
in the future. Yeah, it was good. I'm obsessed with her. It was a telehealth appointment, so we didn't have to go anywhere.
Yes, love that.
Basically, they're putting me on letrozole, which is what we wanted and what we thought would happen.
Yes,
so I have to start that day 3 of my period, which still hasn't started. I'm on day like 40, I think.
But day 40 of Morgan's cycle, not day 40 of bleeding.
Yes.
Important to say. Letrozole is a medication that has less side effects than Clomid, but it is also an ovulation medication, and it is often used for cancer patients. So people see it and they're like, ah, and it's like, it's not stressful. It's like, it's completely
It's also
fine.
used a lot for folks
It
with
works
PCOS, so.
for this, yeah, which is great.
Basically, it should hopefully get me to ovulate.
Yes, we're on like
time.
a lower dose of it. So, and we have 3 like refills. So if that low dose doesn't work and we don't see in ovulation predictor kits that it's working, we can just call and be like, hey, we need this up higher. She said that that's completely fine. She also said that the easy at home Amazon like ovulation predictor kits that we're using are like not great ones.
Yeah, well, people say online like they either work for you or you don't, and the reason we've continued to use them is because before our miscarriage they were working.
Yeah,
like it was like I always had like a little bit of a line, but it was like very obvious when I had a dark one.
Yeah,
where I was like, oh, I'm ovulating.
Right. So we have some clear blue ones that I think we're gonna use.
Yeah, we've got 9 left because we bought a whole box one time. To only use one because I had forgotten to do my regular one.
Yes.
And we needed to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we can just buy, like, she's right, they are expensive, but it's like 10 of them for like $30,
yeah,
I think.
I don't get it.
And it's just that they're more expensive than the Amazon ones because you pay $30 for 100 on Amazon.
Right. And well, and the difference between, I mean, obviously
these
that
are
is
also, maybe we'll
it's
put
significantly
one in
more expensive.
I can do like what day? Well, I can't do a nice one right now.
No.
But I can show the packaging. The clear blue, like, fancy ones literally look like pregnancy tests, except instead of, like, 2 lines for, like, you're pregnant, it's, like, a smiley face for you're ovulating.
Right.
Or a blinky smiley face, I think, maybe.
Right.
But anyway.
But it's just, I would say that being, if those work for us better and we find that, then great, because I would rather do that than pay the $4,000 to get the sperm.
Also, if we were to, if they're to work better... And we only have to use them for like 3 cycles versus paying for 3 years of the Amazon.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like may as well. I don't give a shit.
But yeah.
So that's very exciting.
Then also, she's putting me on like a
thyroid medication. Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah. Which is nice, and which is also like, I feel like every single person who's looked at your thyroid has been like, it's almost a problem.
Yeah.
And she was like,
well,
and
I bring it up a lot because like it is a problem in my family.
Right.
My family.
Right. She also said that Morgan should be on vitamin D and on iron supplements, which was really funny because I've just started bullying everybody about vitamin D. She also, because she does a lot of recurrent pregnancy loss work, is really comfortable. Literally said, there's no issue with like prescribing progesterone in the luteal phase.
Yeah,
and that's
so
the other thing.
Stressed out that like maybe the reason, or like part of the reason that we like had our miscarriage is because I didn't have enough progesterone,
right?
Which is very common in folks with PCOS,
right?
And then also just like that is like they're always prescribing progesterone to me to start my period,
yeah,
because I just don't have enough to like regulate essentially,
yeah. Because you get that from ovulation, because the corpus luteum, which is the like follicle that has let go of an egg, it's supposed to seal off and create a cyst that's a good cyst that is creating progesterone. And so if you're never ovulating, you don't have enough progesterone to do that. And so I think that's what happened, is that Morgan didn't have a period but for a couple of months because we were pregnant, and then she didn't have enough progesterone to start having a period again. And if your progesterone levels drop too low, you just like keep bleeding and don't stop bleeding.
Yeah.
Which is very stressful. And it's not necessarily, like, it wasn't like life-threatening or anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't I'll normally be live. You just see
No. It's like your body's trying to like kickstart your shit, which was wild. So anyway, literally all of because I am a menace and I've just been listening to fertility podcasts this entire time. Everybody's like, don't wait until you're actually pregnant to start being on progesterone. You need to be taking it during the luteal phase.
But the problem is if you're you can't just be taking progesterone all the time.
Right.
If you are, it is actually just birth control. That's what birth control is.
It's literally what birth control is.
Birth control is taking progesterone for 3 weeks, not taking it for the week you're supposed to be on your period, and then taking it again.
Yes.
This would be, I am not taking progesterone. I'm having a period. We are having
You start taking progesterone day through... Oh, you're right.
No,
sorry, go
I
ahead.
my period starts, that's day 1.
Yeah.
Day 3 of my period, I start taking the letrozole.
Yeah, to induce
Take
ovulation.
it in morning, night for 5 days.
Yes.
Then like day should be between 18 and 20. I should be ovulating.
Yes.
We do an insemination. 3 days after our insemination.
2 days after the insemination.
2 days after the insemination is when we start taking progesterone.
Yes.
So if I was taking it in those 2 weeks before, it would be birth control. But because
Yes.
we're waiting, it's hard to explain basically.
Yes.
And then hopefully I have enough progesterone to help sustain a pregnancy if there is one, and then they basically will probably just do a lot of blood work. It seems like while I'm pregnant,
they essentially
to continually make sure that all the levels are where they're supposed
which
to be.
is so nice. They're like, the second you get a positive pregnancy test, give us a call. I'm like, perfect. That's what I want. I need us to be baby stepped through this. I also was like, okay, so if we decide not to do IUI and to instead go to IVF after like hanging out doing our own shit for a bit, it's like the same process, right? For like the FDA certification.
As far as like what our donor needs to do.
Yes, it's different for us. Obviously,
Yeah,
it would be like
I would have to do like shots,
much
and
more
pills and
expensive.
a lot more.
But
for him, it would be the same.
As
Right?
I've said a couple of times, I feel like we would pay any amount of money or go into any amount of debt to like not have another miscarriage. And there's like much lower rate of miscarriage with IVF because you can do the testing and like pick. So I think at a certain point, if we're not seeing results with like this current path that we're on, then we'll just go ahead and do a cute little like consultation for like what IVF prices would be and like what that's going to look like.
Yeah, and we don't know for sure. Like we might meet with them and she might be like, I literally think if you just let me try one in office IUI, we might be able to get it.
I think that's a
and
thing.
It's like thousands of dollars less. And I'll be like, okay,
cool.
like, I see your point. But if she's like, honestly, like you've put this much money into it, like we might as well just go big or go home and go straight to IVF.
Yeah.
Like,
my concern is if it was going to take like 4 IUIs, that's basically the same price.
Yeah, IVF you can do it. Like if we had the money right now, we could do it in 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, like we could be pregnant in 2 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Which would be wild.
It would be like $40,000. So
yeah.
There's that.
Which, you know, we just get that instead of a car.
Yeah, that's true.
We could get a loan.
The other thing is I weigh too much for IVF. Barely.
No.
Yes. For the like anesthesia part of it.
For the BMI requirements?
Yes.
No,
remember?
she said that you don't.
Right, but I've gained weight since then.
Oh.
Yeah. So we would have to go on like a little weight loss
stressful
journey. Yeah, I do think it would be fine. Like it's not our doctors, and like the reasoning she gave, I really appreciate that she really like explained it, because she was like, it's not about like you're too fat to be pregnant.
No.
It is because like there's like anesthesia, like there's anesthesia involved, and they like feel more comfortable. I don't know. Like she wasn't snotty at all, and honestly, it would literally be like,
she said what it was specifically. It's like they don't do like tube breathing for anesthesia in their clinic and aren't able to do it that way.
I don't remember. She did explain it. It was like that was at her first appointment.
Yeah.
Anyway, it wouldn't be like super stressful. It would literally be like 20 or 30 pounds. Nothing like super crazy. Honestly, like not like a life change or anything. But that would be part of the journey if we had to do that.
People have also asked if I would go back to Starbucks to get the IVF benefits. That is something that we will think about for sure. I really don't want to for many reasons. The thing that's hard about Starbucks is that like you have to be working 20 hours to get those benefits. And obviously that's not like a lot of time to be working, but what I am working is like 60 hours of content creation. So that's why it would be a lot. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what that looks like and what happens. But that IVF, I think, would be like a year from now if we were going to look into that anyway. Right now, the path that we're on, we're excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good. I think the other thing is like, she was like, literally everything was normal. Every like all the crazy tests that we had to do.
Yeah, all the like, it's like the sexual
all of it was
test,
normal
basically.
to good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is really...
Except for iron.
Yeah, that is helpful.
Except for iron and except for thyroid, which is a little bit out of
whack. Well, she literally was like, which they've said when we went with our midwife, preconception.
Yes.
she was like, said essentially the same thing, where like your thyroid's like almost stressful, but it isn't, like, it's still technically in a normal range. And basically our doctor today was like, if you weren't trying to get pregnant, I would literally be like, this isn't a problem.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But like, we kind of want you overcorrected because like pregnancy is going to affect it. So we want to like get on top of it. And I was like, I don't care.
Fuck it up.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
She's just so lovely. We chatted with her. Oh my God, we found out that because our sperm donor like went and donated sperm and said that there wasn't any porn there. And she was talking about how the person who like cultivates the porn is gay. And so he only puts gay porn in there. And our sperm donor said there was no porn. And so I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. He said there wasn't any. And she's like, oh, like, people steal it all the time.
She's like, people steal it a lot, actually. And she was like, and it's always funny because it's these men who are like, your porn sucks, get better porn. And then we go in the room and it's stolen. So we're like, you stole it.
You took it.
So, well, it couldn't have been that bad.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I love that.
That's so
what a
funny.
story.
I'm so obsessed with that.
But yeah, she's really cute.
What a power move to only put gay porn in there.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, isn't that right? Like, we live in the future, so like,
you've got a phone.
you have a phone. You know?
It's giving Portland.
Yeah.
Is what it's giving.
But
oh my God.
lovely, wonderful.
Yeah. Had a nice, cute little chat. I am really curious to see what this medication is going to look like monetarily.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know if it like usually takes insurance a while, but like just so you know, like it's not terribly expensive.
She said it takes insurance a minute to figure out that it's not supposed to be covered by insurance because it is a like cancer medication. So it might be that we owe money later is what it kind of sounds like. But apparently most pharmacies like have it like ready to go. So
Yeah.
I'll probably call Fred Meyer in like a couple of hours and be like, hello, I have like 3 fucking prescriptions that I need. But yeah, we're really, I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah,
How
I'm
do you
really
feel?
like timing wise, like we will be able to start it this cycle,
Which is incredible.
or this coming up cycle that's about to start. So.
Yes, because before our appointment was going to be on the 23rd, and we would have essentially like had like a cycle
Like,
where we
just
couldn't
missed
do
it,
anything,
yeah.
which would suck. So
Yeah,
really excited.
Really excited.
Really excited. We're also gonna interview our sperm donor, and I think we're gonna have him in like a dark room and have him like backlit and put like a voice filter on him and ask him questions about his like donor experience. So that should be really funny. I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be. I feel like probably everybody knows who it is, and if you know, like whatever, like that's fine. We just don't want to end up on,
Yeah, it's you know.
We don't want to be taken out of context.
If you know, you know, and if you don't, then you don't need to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Obviously, the baby will know.
The baby will know.
People keep on thinking the baby will not know. People
Yeah.
keep being like, oh, is this donor a secret from the baby? It's like, no, the donor is who they are so that the baby will know them. Like, that's why,
The baby will know. The internet doesn't need to know.
No.
Not specifically.
No.
But yeah.
Hey, please don't throw my Tamagotchi on the ground.
I will.
Oh, please don't. Okay. All right. We have to go make some lunch. But we love you. Have a good day. Goodbye.
I think the one word that I had when I was like leaving OHSU was surreal was what I thought of it. And I think what was really interesting and like what people have told me like since then, I guess I've heard, is that it's hard to get guys in there to do things like that. And so I didn't know that going in, and it kind of seems like the whole experience is designed around like coddling like my fragile like male ego and making sure that I'm not embarrassed or uncomfortable by the situation, which was like it was just very funny and very odd. No, not really. I think that like the conversations I've had both with you and Morgan have been like, you've been really transparent about everything, and it's like really easy to feel comfortable about the situation the way that you have both communicated about it. Just, I think that you and Morgan really like model a great example of just being like honest and like empathetic to my part in the situation as well, and like an understanding of that like you are asking something from someone that there is, it is a complicated idea and everything that, I guess I don't think, not necessarily everyone would want to get involved with it. It was, like I said, it was an easy choice for me. It wasn't even a choice. But yeah, I can totally see how some people wouldn't totally be able to like wrap their head around, having a kid out there that like wasn't necessarily somebody they called their own kid, right?
Yeah.
No, I think that you both have like, what it's hard to form into words. The clear communication is important, and I think just like speaking from the heart, as cheesy as that is just like a really good way to go about that, because I think that if people are gonna do it for you, they're probably just gonna be like, oh, you didn't even have to ask. And if somebody's not into it, then you probably just don't want them to do it in the first place. Oh, I really like looking out into the future. I just really see myself as like a fun uncle. Like that's just, I'm really excited just to like be able to do that and just have like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's something that I know that you and Morgan are really like passionate about, is something that you really want, and so to be able to like do that for you makes me feel really good, and just to be able to know that I had a part in it, and I have like that kind of a relationship, because I just I think for me right now in my life and for the foreseeable future, I don't see myself having kids or anything like that, and so to be able to help somebody else out with that opportunity, and then to have that kid stick around and be able to like visit them and like say what's up, and be part of that child's life in a my own special way. I think it's really awesome. No, I don't think so. Because it's, if and when I say for the foreseeable future, it's the foreseeable future, and that's maybe like more limited to me than it is for some people. But yeah, like I think that it's. Yeah, it doesn't seem like something that would be strange to me at all, because the choice was that it's your and Morgan's child. Like right. That's supposed to be the point. Like that's what's cool, is it's like, they have, a cousin and everything. Like family's family, and like family can be, whatever that is to you. And I think that that's important to be able to like understand that in the world that we live in today.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of that. And I think that it would be cool. I don't know, like that idea kind of like makes me smile. That like, I don't know. I don't know that it would happen, but I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, kids are gonna hang out. Like that would be cool.
Right? Yeah, like what kids hanging out?
Yeah. That's so fun.
Yeah, right. That's exclusively a good thing. Exclusively good. No, I don't think so. Like it's never been odd for me. I mean, just to put it bluntly, it's something that I was probably already gonna do anyway. And so to be able to have some sort of like actual good use for it on that day, like you know what? Like that's good stuff. Like that's I think that it was, I think the only thing is like when we initially talked about this, I kind of thought it would have been a shorter process than it's been. And that's not like a problem or anything. It's kind of just turned into this like fun, wild, weird adventure where I know, all of these facts that I wouldn't know otherwise about like certain medical things and everything. And I've had the experience of having my semen tested and everything now. Like it's exclusively been like a good, weird, fun kind of like thing to